couple of spectators I could do without. Sam Laffins. It's like a bad smell, you can't get rid of it. So here we go then. Oh, they're just sorting themselves out there at the back. That's Kyle Martin just getting a wee hand. Pushed into his grip position. Have to remember that the grip positions are determined from the race before. And it's all posted on the Windies on sign on. But here we go then. The revs go up, they're told to watch the lights. And away they go. Oh, Dean McMaster. A great start there from Dean McMaster. He stays in and around the middle of the track there. And sweeping in through, it looks like McMaster got the whole shot from Christian Elgin and Kyle Cross. But what a great season for Kyle Cross as well, coming back after his time away from racing. He's took a bit of a sabbatical for a couple of years, but down at the hairpin. The machine's coming back up towards us then, through the chicane. So that looks like an RNI machine of Dean McMaster out in front and pulling a wee bit of a gap as well, by the looks of it, through fairways. Elke hunting him down already on the brakes. Kyle Cross, it is indeed. Kyle in third place. Ross Moore in fourth. Great start there. I think that's Conor McDonald, is it? In fifth place in the Plain Jackson machine. Number 105, but up through Dunsford, out on the start. Oh, look at Dean McMaster, the drive that he gets. Using as much of the track as he can, but look at the speed of Elke's machine. That Aprilia is absolutely on it. He moves over the left-hand side, up the inside into turn one. Oh, he had to lift. Dean McMaster was lifted in through turn one. Alexander Rowan, he's got a wee bit of a stretch there. He's leading the way in the production class. Steve McCune, he's further second behind. The leader's back at the chicane. Elke still out in front, but look at Dean McMaster holding on to him, and he's bringing Kyle Cross as well. So the three of them, deja vu from race one. And Ross Moore, he's always there, thereabouts. Throws it into the chicane. Kyle just losing a wee bit of drive through Rickawati. The braking, not too hard in braking around here this circuit. The trick is be nice and smooth and get loads of drive, especially out this top corner, and that's what Dean McMaster's done. But the speed of that machine of Christian Elgin is hard to beat. Look at Kyle Cross now. Kyle Cross up the inside of Dean McMaster. He had to get past Braven quick because he doesn't want Christian Elgin running away with this one. Kyle Cross is after the win. Ross Moore still in fourth. First of the Plain Jackson machines, Conor McDonald. Second of the Plain Jackson machines is Johnny Irwin. He's in ninth at the minute, getting the better of Stephen McCune. So Alexander Rowan, Johnny Irwin and Stephen McCune. Third of the production twins then is Dwayne McCoy. Kyle Martin's had a good weekend too, but he drops to fifth. He's 17th in the road at the minute. The leaders then through fairways. Elke looks like he's stretching it out a wee bit, but look at Ross Moore. He's closed the gap the last time round. Was 0.8 back on Kyle Cross. Last lap, Kyle Cross posted the fastest at 1:13.1. Back up to Dunsford. Look at Ross Moore. He's closed them in. This is going to be a clinker of a lap for Ross Moore. Out on the start and finish. Get in that slipstream. Don't be letting Elke get away. Preston Elgin with the fastest lap this time round, a 1:12.8. Kyle Cross is a 1:12.8. He's 0.3 seconds off the back of Christian Elgin. Dean McMaster a further 0.2. And then we have Ross Moore. He's 0.6 off Dean McMaster, so he's starting to close him in. McMaster will be determined not to lose out on that podium once again today. So the production twins, it's still Alexander Rowan, but Stephen McCune, he's 1.7 seconds back on Alexander Rowan. David Scott the way through. Second on the McKillop Racing Machines. 19th on the road. 7th in the production machine. That was a 125.5 from Scott. So up the top half once again, as they were, Chris Nalgan, Kyle Cross, Dean McMaster, Ross Moore. So we've got 0.6. It has opened up again. Ross Moore maybe making a mistake somewhere on that lap. But Alki continuing to stretch that lead. 0.5 of a second back from Kyle Cross. Chris Nalgan the fastest lap once again. A 112.4. We'll call for the classic machines to the holding area. Classic machines to the holding area. Keep the close eye then on the production 10. Where's Stephen McKeown? He's 2.7 seconds back on Alexander Rowan. Rowan continuing to pull away on that production twin. That's John Martin, 104. He's up into 17th now, getting the better of Kyle Martin. So Kyle dropping to 6th in the production twins. John Martin taking that 5th. Through fairways again. Dean McMaster doing very well here to hold on to the back of that machine of Kyle Cross. It's the Circle K Aprilia through Dunsport. Oh, Dean McMaster floating right up on him now. He gets good drive. That back end of Kyle Cross machine just moving about ever so slightly. The bike getting a wee bit loose underneath him, and they're going to be catching slower riders here pretty soon, probably around turn 2, between turn 2 and the hairpin. So this could open it all up again. Chris Nalgan with the fastest lap again. A 111.9 from Elke. 91.2 mile-an-hour average lap. Soy Patterson away through there, up in the 11th place. He's 7th for the Super Twins. A good run there for Soy. 13th, Richard Armstrong up in the 13th there, ahead of Johnny Davey. Through fairways 2, up into Ringawati. Pretty well spread out. The gap back from Kyle Cross looks similar to Dean McMaster, what it did the last lap. Across the line, but it was 0.3. So McMaster, he's really good on the exit of Dunsport here. You can see he gets that extra wee bit of drive. But that Aprilia Kyle Cross is really strong. The gap's up to 0.5 now. Ross Moore further 1.8 back, so it looks like he's going to settle for 4th. Or can he be handed another podium here? Oh, look at that. Oh, Darren Vint getting a wee bit of a fright there as Conor McDonald flies past him. We'll look for Alexander Rowan. There he is. A lonely lead he has in the production twins. Stephen McKeown. His machine just, he doesn't seem to be revving it as hard. He seems to be nursing it home, and his lap times have dropped to 1:18.0 compared to his best, a 1:16.9. So over a second slower than his best lap. So he's going to pick up the points and settle for that 2nd place. Back in the lead then. Oh, let's get it all messy here. The slower riders, they're getting into the next of it. It looks like Ross Moore has fell victim to the slower riders. He can't get past them. He's still in there in that 4th place, but he's lost the toe with the leaders. So Alki then across the line again. Alki starting to pace himself. Kyle Cross on that 2nd place. Only just Dean McMaster looking really racy now. 0.2 of a second. The gap was across the line. Back to Dean McMaster from Kyle Cross. Conor McDonald still leading the way in the Pre Jackson 600 machine. And that 2nd place man, Johnny Irwin, away through. There's your leader in the production twins. Big long look over his shoulder there for Stephen McKeown. That's Soy Patterson just in behind. Getting well tucked into the screen there, the number 96 machine. Patterson, that was a Her best is a 1:18.1. That's very respectable time and very consistent as well, with a 1:18.3 on that last lap. But back to the leaders then. Elke, it's all falling into his hands up through Dunsport. Coming on the start and finish then. There he comes. He has to get past these slower riders before turn 1. But look at Dean McMaster. The gap stays at 0.2, but he's within slipstream contention. Moves over to the left-hand side. Well, it's going to be too much to do. They're going to have to dive up the inside here. Turn 2. That looked like Kyle Martin, perhaps, number 25 machine. And here's Conor McDonald. Conor McDonald taking on some of the back markers. The number 38 machine there in the McKillop Racing production twin of David Scott. Currently in 20th with Jack Finley. Jack Finley getting the better of him. Go into the chicane there, and it's getting really busy now. Up through fairways, Dean McMaster. Kyle Cross had to shut it off, but Dean McMaster was right there touching his back wheel. Kyle just holding it off. And Christian Elkin's going to get caught up with these back markers through Ringawati and Dunsport. But look at Dean. He's right on him. He's right on Kyle. The battle for second place is nowhere near over. Oh, Elke got held up at Dunsport. But I think he can afford a wee bit of time being lost. See his lap time here coming through. And that gap is still 0.2 of a second. Dean McMaster, he has to do something. He knows that these back markers can change this race on its head. Ross Moore still there in that 4th place. Conor McDonald next then, leader of the Prain Jackson machines. Graham McAleese tucked in behind. McAleese, good lap time there for Graham McAleese, a 1:14.8. He's 5th in the Super Twins at the minute. Back towards fairways. Again, a lot of traffic to contend with here. For Elke, he's a slow ride up. Look at Kyle Cross. That gap is closed right down. But I don't think he's going to have enough time to do anything, but he's pulled away from Dean McMaster now. Elke made his way through Dunsport for the last time. Checkered flag being ready. Out on the start and finish then. Christian Elgin, another one under the belt, takes the win. Kyle Cross in second, and Dean McMaster had to settle for that 3rd place. But what a race between them 3, and poor Rossmer was hung out to dry in that one. But a great 4th place once again for Rossmer. Ocean walks across the lines, Kyle Martin 6th. But your winner in the Prain Jackson machines, Conor McDonald, number 105, across the line. Number 31, Lewis Patterson there in 6th. 2nd place for Johnny Irwin in the Prain Jackson machines. And your winner in the production twins, Alexander Road, number 65, taking the win. His teammate there, David Scott, away through in 20th. Here comes Stephen McCune, 2nd place man in the production twins. And a lonely race it was for him. Zoe Patterson just getting the better of Richard Armstrong there, but Zoe Patterson finishing 7th in the Super Twins. Richard Armstrong 3rd in the Prain Jackson machines. Number 127 away through there, Dwayne McCoy and Johnny Davey, 13th and 14th. Wow, that's a busy one. So Classic Machines up next then. You can see them in the holding area. Waiting to go out to play. So great run there from these 3. John Martin there, number 104 coming through. machines getting wheeled to the podium for photographs. And another one for Chris Nalkin. He'll be over the moon with that. Another man will be over the moon with that. Richard Burcroft. So Burcroft sponsored the machine for Chris Nalkin, RB Engineering. By Bell Bike Sport, BMW Racing. Love the livery on that machine too. Always well turned out. And the Circle K Aprilia pulling in behind. And the RNI Limited machine of Dean McMaster. So the classic machines going out on track for their second lap. And the Super Twin podium happening just behind us there. So the machine's heading back round. I don't think you can hear me too well down there at the podium, so we can continue on with this and hopefully I don't distract them too much. Lovely shields there that they're presented with. So the classic machines then. Owen Patterson on pole from this one after he dominated the last race this morning. Torkel Patterson in second. Nigel Moore will line up in third. Anthony Ambler in fourth. Malcolm Love lines up in fifth. Sixth is Morris Hogg. Seventh, Andy Mack. Eighth is Linton Irwin. RJ Woolsey lines up in ninth. 10th for Mark Kern. Matt Davison in 11th. You know, I haven't seen Matt's wee 125 today. He didn't get out in the first classic race today on his wee 125 Honda. Mike Kemp in 12th. 13th, Colin Stockdale. 14th for Brian Alexander. 15th for Nigel Dearden. 16th, Brian Harding. 17th, Chris Hawkins. 18th is Gary Hutton. And Angela Craig, 19th. Top 20 then for Steve Mason. And then the 57 machine on the 250. They can make their way down towards us to line up. Number 83 there, Andy Mack. RJ Wilsey there, number 5. Just reports of some smoke there from the number 67 machine. That's a TZ350 Yamaha. If they're not smoking, they're not poking. So here we go. The lights go out. Oh, there we go. That was a quick start for Malcolm Love. Pedaling his machine off the line. Keep an eye on Owen Patterson. It looks like he got the whole shot. He took the big wide outside line. But it's Nigel Moore. It's Nigel Moore who is probably the most determined one in this race. And he got a belter of a start there off the line. The whole front row away together. Looks like that lead is being stretched already. First, second, and third. They seem to be pretty well spread out. Through fairways then. It is Owen Patterson from Torkel in behind. Just can't quite see who that is in third place. But fourth. Looks like RJ Woolsey maybe in fourth place. That would have been a cracker of a start there of RJ if it is, but we'll know better whenever they come back down towards us here. So it's a number 8 machine, Owen Patterson, followed by 31 Torkel and the 59 of Anthony Ambler. And it was RJ Woolsey in fourth, but he demoted to fifth. Andy Mack up in the fourth place, so he's in with a good chance here if him and RJ Woolsey can work together. Nigel Moore, after he got an okay start there, but the number 84 machine down in 7th place. Great start there for Anthony Ambler as well. The 3 Scotsmen out in front. 2 500s and a 350. Back through fairways into Ringawaddy. Owen Patterson isn't getting away as quickly as what he did in that last race. Torkel Patterson seems to be maintaining that gap. The gap was 1.6, but once Owen Patterson opens up the tops in that big 500, he's going to start pulling away down the straight here. Again, the gap was 1.6 seconds across the line. And is opened up ever so slightly, 2.1 seconds then. The number 59 machine, Anthony Ambler, away through in that third place, second to the 500. And look at Andy Mack. Oh, and RJ Woolsey making the most of the par. Down in turn 1, but Nigel Moore trying to go around the outside of Andy Mack. Well, wasn't able to do anything about him. Or RJ Woolsey, should I say. Andy Mack seems to have a nice lead over RJ Woolsey. Just over 2 seconds at the minute. Adam McKee, number 174, out in his own at the minute. And that's Peter Shannon up the top half, running a wee bit wide there. Just coming in a wee bit too hot through Dunsfort. Over the start to finish line then for Shannon. Owen Patterson posting the fastest lap last time round at 122.3. Torkel Patterson at 122.7. Not an awful lot in it, but it's just enough for Owen to clinch another win. He's able to maintain that. Next race up then, the Donny Robinson Memorial Race, the Supersport Pro machines to the holding area. Anthony Ambler's machine there, just a wee bit of a misfire, the sound of it. RJ Woolsey way through in 6th. He's leading the open. Look at this battle here. Chris Hawkes, Malcolm Love, his wee 250 in between the 500 and the 350 of Linton Irwin. The Irish team might want to think about starting to work together and get the better of Mike Camp and Chris Hawkes there for the points for this Celtic match race. Owen Patterson then making short work of the slower riders. Peter Shannon just lifting up a wee bit, allowing Torkel Patterson to go through. No blue flags, of course. I don't think we use blue flags over in this country at all, actually. Owen Patterson away through, Torkel Patterson, so the gap is closed now. I don't know whether Owen maybe just got held up a wee bit there by the slower rider, but Torkel has closed that gap. It is now 2.4 seconds. Very little in it. Corco's last lap was a 1:24.1. Owen Patterson's last lap was a 1:24.2. But every 100th of a second counts. Alright, there Woolsey then holding on that second place. Mark Town now on the charge. So Mark Town has got past Morris Hogg. Brian Alexander, he's still out there in 9th place after retiring from the last one. Number 47 machine, Brian Harding going well. He's up into 14th place there. Nigel Durden, the number 67 machine, on that TCR 350 Yamaha. Gary Hutton, the number 20 machine, just at the back of that group. So again, the leaders, that's Adam McKee, I think. Oh, Owen Patterson had to go around the outside of Adam McKee. That didn't help Torco at all in that second place. He's going to have to ride round the outside of Adam around Dunsfort, but he might just hold off, will he? No, he's round the outside then, getting the power on. Squeezing as much as he can out of that 350. Adam McKee, 18th at the minute there for Adam. Anthony Ambler, just less and less machines. Sounds a bit better that time round, but look at Nigel Moore. Nigel Moore has got ahead of Andy Mack on that last lap. Andy must have made a mistake there, but he's still posting the same sort of times. That was 1:27.5. Andy Mack's best time was a 1:27.0. So Nigel Moore, that was his best lap, a 1:25.8. He's matching Anthony Ambler's time, but he's closed it ever so slightly, a 4.9. Ambler further 12.7 seconds back on Torco Patterson. The number 5 machine, RJ Woolsey, still in behind Andy McAllister there. Mark Cowan closing the gap on RJ Woolsey, 0.6 of a second. Cowan thinking about making a move here very shortly. Look back then. There's your leader. Just look back for 4th place. Getting a wee bit busy back there for Anthony Ambler. And this will fall into the hands of Nigel Moore. Nigel round the outside of the back markers. Again, the gap last time was 4.9 seconds, nearly 5 seconds. Nigel might have just got held up a wee bit. The number 84 machine through it, still 4.9 seconds. Very little in it. Owen Patterson posing the fastest lap, a 1:22.2. Corcoran Patterson at 1:24.5 on that last lap. So the gap has opened up once again to just over 6 seconds. Lintner went away through, number 77. He's in 11th at the minute, getting the better of Chris Hawkes. And the number 47 there, Brian Harding. So another call for the Donny Robinson Memorial Supersport race. Don't forget, this is over 12 laps. Mike Kemp the way through there. Oh, Peter Shannon retiring from this one. Number 31 machine away through slightly slower that time from Owen Patterson at 1:24.1. Corcoran Patterson a further 7 seconds back on 1:25.2. So they're claiming their positions. They're pacing themselves now for the checkered flag. Remember last lap around, Nigel Moore was 4.9 seconds back. He's now 4.1 seconds back. There's not going to be enough in it on this last lap. So for the leader, about half a lap to go now to the Donny Robinson Memorial Supersport race. If you can make your way to the goal there and be as quickly as possible. Here's that thing of RJ Woolsey barking past us here. Still ahead of Morris Hogg, but Brian Alexander's on the move. He's closed the gap now down from Morris Hogg to 0.3 of a second. Alexander, that machine's working a wee bit better now, so there's two 350 machines together. Make it interesting for this last lap. Look through fairways. So there we go then. Owen Patterson, looking there, it was 7.2 seconds, so actually Torkel Patterson had caught Owen on that last lap, but he just cruised along the line. He sat up the whole way from Dunsford. So again, the Scots have got it. Owen Patterson from Torkel. And third place there for Anthony Ambler. And there's Nigel Moore. He was looking sharp through Ringawati. Andy McCausland done well. Third 500 home, fifth in the road. Battles further back. That's the number 26 machine going through. Mark Cowan, they got the better of RJ Woolsey. Oh, so close on the line, but it ended up being Brian Alexander getting the better of Morris Hogg on the line, getting the drive down from Dunsport. Brian Alexander, the fourth 350 home, fifth for Morris Hogg. Malcolm Love, winner of the 250 class, finishes in 10th, 11th for Linton Irwin. He's 6th of the 350s. 4th 500 home is Chris Hawkes, 12th on the road. 7th 350 home was Brian Hardy, and he finished 13th on the road. Nigel Dayton then ahead of this group. And it was Gary Hutton getting the better of Angela Craig on the last lap. 15th for Hutton. 5th 500 home. Second of the 250s was Angela Craig, finishing 16th. And second to the open class, Mike Kemp, finishing in 17th. So up next then, the Donny Robinson Memorial Races. So Donny Robinson Memorial Races up next then. The Supersport Pro machines are in the holding area, ready to go. Wind picking up a wee bit here. So the remainder of the classic machines entering pit lane. Great race and great weekend for the Scots. It's good to see such a huge grid of classic machines. So the Donny Robinson Memorial Race up next. After that will be the sidecars. So just to let the sidecar teams know that it will be a 7-lap race rather than an 8-lap race. So the sidecars will be up after this Supersport, and it will be over 7 laps. RJ Woolsey pulling in there. A great run there for RJ. And what a great start he had off the line. He's the winner of the open class, finishes 7th on the road. And he was up to 4th at one point. A reminder, please, for the classic machines. If you had borrowed a transponder, can you please return it to the timekeepers as soon as possible? That's number 8, Owen Patterson. And number 289, Peter Shannon. Can you please return your transponders as quickly as you can? That's number 8, Owen Patterson, our winner, and Peter Shannon, number 289. Please return your transponders as soon as possible.
guys.
Supersport machines out on track. They're going to be round for their grip positions. And the lovely gentleman photographer down there on the grid, just in front of our camera. I'm just worried in case he hits it with his bag. Smile for the camera. So here we go then. Christian Alkin on pole. Adam Brown in second. Third place is Ross Moore. Ocean Mare in fourth. Fifth is Rob McCauley. First of the Cup class. In sixth, that's Francesco Ferraldo. And what a weekend he's had. Fair play to Francesco. Seventh is Alex Duncan. Eighth, Gary Scott. Ninth for Graham McAleese. 10th for Ruben Sherman Boyd. 11th for Corey McGreevy, apologies. He's not out today, unfortunately. 12th for James Tracy. 13th, William Donnelly. 14th is Ross Martin. 15th, Alex O'Grady. 16th for Graham Smallwood. Joy Hennessy, 17th. 18th, Ryan McElroy. 19th for Evan Larkin. And your top 20 is Robert Waddell. See there, no Adam Brown on the grid, but they're told to watch the lights. And away they go. Look at Francesco. Wow! Francesco Ferraldo, the Cup rider, gets the whole shot in this one. And away he's fair play to him is right. Sam Laffins. What a start there for Francesco. Francesco living in the Isle of Man. And he's done everything he can over there with Jerby. Other races over across the water, but he's a full season of Ulster Superbikes this weekend. The machines at 3 fairways then. Elke's teammate drops to second as Christian Elkin. Francesco. What a start there for Francesco. Up into second place then on the Bell Bike Sport BMW racing machine. Elke's teammate, the Cup rider. He wants a piece of this. What a story this would be if Francesco can get a podium, but here he comes. Elke on the B2, his teammate Francesco Ferraldo. What a start there for Alex Duncan as well. Alex Duncan up into third place, Ocean Maher in fourth, fifth is William Donnelly, Ruben Sherman Boyd up into sixth, seventh is James Tracy, eighth for Rob McCauley, Ross Martin in ninth, third of Cup riders then Alex O'Grady in 10th, just ahead of Joy Hennessy. And down at the hairpin then, the yellow flags were waved there on that last lap, but they're tucked in now. Told to give the all clear, but through the chicane Elke continuing to pull away on his teammate. V2 Ducati thundering in the background. And a great start there. Alex Duncan on that. Oh, Alex Duncan looking away up the inside of Francesco. Francesco closes the door. Big elbows there from the Bell Bike Sport rider up through Dunsport. Oh, runs a wee bit deep there, Francesco. But he gets the drive. And out on the start and finish straight again. Elke looks like he's going to have a comfortable lead here. But here comes Ocean Maher. Ocean moving over to the left-hand side. Has he been able to get the better of Alex Duncan through turn one? Don't think he quite got it. But Elke with the fastest lap, a 1:10.6. For Aldo in second, a 1:11.5. Alex Duncan, a 1:11.4. Ocean Maher, a 1:11.4. So identical times there for third and fourth. William Donnelly in fifth with 1:13.8. So the battle for second place continues then. Ocean Maher, a 1:11.4. It's still Francesco. Alex Duncan struggling to get past there. Ocean Maher watching this all unfold. Look at the brakes. Duncan on the brakes through fairways, through Ringawati. And the Magic Bullet racing machine trying everything to get past. So here he goes then, Christian Algen. Way out in front, Francesco Ferrano. I'm sure he can't believe it. He's in second place in this Supersport race. Look at the battle further back. Oh, William Donnelly looks over the wrong shoulder. Look to your left-hand side. It's Ruben Sharon boys. Up the inside of William Donnelly through turn one, surely not. Oh, William Donnelly closes the door on him. That R6 Yamaha, it might be slightly older, but there's nothing wrong with the speed of it. Ruben Sherman Boyd stays where he is in that sixth place. Rob McCauley starting to chase him down. He got the better of James Tracy in that group. So the battle for second place then, through the chicane. Still Francesco from Duncan. From Maher. Oh, look at Maher on the brakes, running real wide, running real deep. Near scraping the elbow through Ringawati. Ocean Maher in with a chance here if he can get the drive coming out of Dunsport. Oh, he's trying to ride round the outside of Duncan. Third place man, this could all change. Out on the start and finish, using the middle of the road a bit more. Look at the speed of the Honda on the Ducati. There's nothing wrong with the speed of that Honda at all. Does he make a move up the inside? No, he stays in behind Duncan. Rob McCauley. Rob McCauley up into fifth place now. That was a 1:11.8 that time for Rob McCauley. Now that he's got past James Tracy, he's up the pace and he's on a charge. So first of the Cup riders then. Francesco Ferrano, very impressive. James Tracy in second, third Alex O'Grady, fourth Joey Hennessy, Ryan McElroy in fifth, sixth was Evan Larkin. Ross Martin up there in ninth place on his Ducati. And watch coming through the hairpin, or the chicane. Again, look at Maher on the brakes, and then Duncan seems to let go, and he's really pushing on Francesco. Oh, we slide there from Feraldo through Ringawati, and that's lost him precious time. So Duncan here, he's in with a chance if he can get the drive, get in the slipstream, but he squares the corner off too much and he loses all that drive coming on the start and finish. You can see Feraldo's machine. Look at Maher. Maher moves over to the left-hand side. Is he going to try and move now? No, he stays in behind Duncan. But he has to get past quick because Francesco Ferraldo, he's starting to get away with this one. Ocean Maher then. He's pushing. He wants the last step of that podium. Rob McCauley in fifth. Sixth and second of the Cup riders, James Tracy. Great race there for Tracy. Seventh is William Donnelly. Eighth, Ruben Sherman Boyd. Ninth, Ross Martin. Third with Cup riders, Alex O'Grady in 10th. Joey Hennessy only 1.5 seconds back on O'Grady in 4th place. The leaders, the team, Duncan is all over the back end of Feraldo. Maher just losing a wee bit of time. Look at the back end of that Honda squatting as he gets the power on through Ringawati. He has to get onto the fat part of the tyre to get the drive, to get anywhere near these Ducatis. Oh, huge moment there for Maher. The number 5 machine struggling with the speed. He has to stay in the slipstream. And he's able to hold on to them the whole way down that straight. That's Rob McCauley away through. James Tracy. Nose racing machine. Ross Martin now up into 7th place. 5th in the Supersport machines. Number 100 on that Ducati up into 7th. Ruben Sherman Boy demoted to 8th. William Donnelly then. William Donnelly's just going backwards in 9th place. So the pace is starting to lift with that battle further back. So going through fairways then. Oh. So Ocean Maher up into 3rd place now, but Duncan is still chasing them down. The 3 of them are still there at it. Francesco Ferraldo last lap was as fast as a 1:10.6. Alex Duncan a 1:10.6. Ocean Maher a 1:10.6. Nothing in it with these 3. There goes Christian Alkin. Ferraldo, Maher up into 3rd place. Alex Duncan in 4th. Still pushing. It looks like Ferraldo, he's got the legs in there. Then Per down the front. Oh, big moment there. Big moment for Ross Martin coming on the start and finish straight. Bit of a tank slapper as he tries to put the V2 power down onto the tarmac. Evan locking away through just ahead of Nicky Burns on the Suzuki. Nicky Burns trying everything with that Suzuki to try and get it right. 7.5 laps gone then. Leaders back at it, they're still pushing. Oh, Duncan has closed back on Maher once again through fairways. So Duncan on the magic bullet machine. He's not giving up in this one. Rob McCauley going well. That's ZX6 screaming in the background. Oh, Ross Martin, he's starting to pull away. He's starting to pull away from that group behind Ruben Sherman Boyd. Ruben Sherman Boyd just struggling that wee bit. Christian Algan a 1:10.5 that time. Ferraldo a 1:10.7. Maher a 1:10.6. Duncan a 1:10.8 on that lap. So Maher really on a charge. Starting to close down Francesco Ferraldo. Next up then, the sidecar machines. If you want to get yourselves ready, it's over 7 laps, remember. The sidecar's over 7 laps. Oh, great move there. Shane Mulligan there, Graham Smallwoods looking away through. Elgate through Ringawati, Ferraldo pulling away. Look at the gap that he has now over 3rd place man, Ocean Maher. But Duncan still lingering there in 4th. Oh, Ferraldo getting, look at the back end of that machine starting to move about underneath him. Ferraldo, the Ducati, Christian Alkin with the fastest lap, a 1:10.2. Ferraldo, a 1:10.5. Ocean Maher that time round a 1:10.9. Alex Duncan in 4th with a 1:10.9. So Ferraldo, that machine's starting to move about underneath him for good reason. He's starting to push. He's the limit. He's starting to find the limit on that Ducati. William Donnelly stays where he is, but he's still under pressure there. Joey Hennessy and Alex O'Grady, they have their own race to run, don't forget. Joey Hennessy in that 3rd place. 4th place. 4th place is Alex O'Grady. On a red flag. We've got a red flag, unfortunately, in this one. What a race that was shaping up. What a race that was. But unfortunately, it has been red flagged. And if I have any update, I'll soon let you know. But the machines will be coming back round. Should be coming back round into the paddock. So just here at that. So that will be a result then during this red flag. So Christian Alkin taking the win from Francesco Ferraldo and Ocean Maher. Taking the last step of the podium, what a race there. Alex Duncan, fourth, Brad McCauley in fifth, sixth was Ross Martin, seventh is Reuben Sherman Boyd, eighth and second of the Cup riders, James Tracy, William Donnelly in ninth, 10th and third of the Cup riders, Joey Hennessy getting the better of Alex O'Grady and Evan Larkin, but it was a good close race there. 13th, Nicky Burns, 14th for Gareth Arnold, 15th, Keelan Smith, 16th for Graham Smallwood, 17th, Shane Mulligan, 18th, Chris Boyles, and Jordan Larkin, 19th. So that race declared a result. And another great race it was. Unfortunately, it has been red flagged. And ladies and gentlemen, if I do hear anything, if we have any updates, we'll keep you updated, in fact. to the commentary box on the first cross the line. Then the first lap, then the men's Killian Rogers with Derek Lynch and Anto McDonald, Tony Willis, Ian Harron in third, fourth Scobie Clark and Simon Meathan, fifth Ryan Deneen, Carl Daly, Fran Newton and Abby Rogers in sixth, and seventh Philly Newton and Derek Heaton. So Derek Heaton with a bit of a shock in that last race, getting through out of the chair. He spun at Dunsford, but perfectly fine. And good to see him back out again. Dylan pulling away. Pulling away from Derek. So again, the two Eclipse racing machines at it again. You see Killian leaning right over the back end. Look at this machine squirming as he tries to get as much weight onto that back tire as he can. And it's actually still spinning down the straight there over the bumps. Just hovering over the bumps there. A 118.4. Tony Willis, Ian Harron away through. Again, that machine sounds a lot better. Maybe changing the gear, and he was looking gears down the back or the front straight there. Scobie Clark, Brandon in just ahead of Clark. Simon Meathan, Newton and Rogers tucked in behind. Newton and Keaton. Another rider, another outfit that come good near the end of the races. Just started pushing, getting heat into them tires, getting confidence in that outfit, but unfortunately spun out in great fashion up at Dunsford. Too much of the handbrake turns. Tony Willis again in that comfortable third place, picking up all these points. As the wind coming towards us here, that machine, it does sound pretty sharp now. Here come the leaders. The gap last time was 2.3 seconds. It's opened up this time, it's 2.9 seconds. For the number 46 machine, well and truly on the charge, Derek Lynch and Andrew McDonald in second. Tony Willis, Ian Harron, number 124. 124.3 that time round. Scobie Clark getting the better of Brandon in and Carl Daly. Fran Newton, Abby Rogers chasing them down, but Brandon in, he's not giving up in this one. Scobie takes a real early line through, an early apex through turn one. It's nearly as if he went defensive there, and it allowed Brandon in to go nice and wide. So through fairways, popping and banging down the gears. Hard on the front and back brake, in through Ringawati. Oh, still sliding about there, Derek Lynch and Gillian Rogers. Rogers over the back end of that, wrestling with the back end of that machine. You can see it spinning even on a straight line when he hits over this bump. He stays to the left-hand side this time in the back. You can just see he's squirming. He's constantly wrestling with that outfit. Number 45, Derek Lynch, Anto McDonald. That was a good lap time then for your leader, a 117.9. Lynch and McDonald in second with a 118.9. A second, exactly a second slower. Willis and Harron then. Number 69 through there, Willis and Harron. 124.1. That was a 125.3 on that lap compared to his best. So Ryan Denny, Fran Newton and Abby Rogers already getting the better of Ryan Denny. They were miles back on that last lap. Denny struggling to get gears by the sounds of it. Oh, Denny up the inside then of Newton. And Rogers has indeed made it stick. Abby Rogers and Newton giving them plenty of room there. Abby Rogers maybe just tapping Newton on the back. Just let him know that someone's incoming, but I'm sure they'll get past Denny again if he is struggling with that machine. So just another call then for the Moto 1 and the Tianda machines to the holding area. That's Moto 1 and Tianda machines to the holding area. Derek Lynch and McDonald up in their times the last time round at 1:18.8. That was their best. Derek Lynch and Rogers at 1:18.1 compared to their best 1:17.9, so they've slowed down ever so slightly. We've seen this happen yesterday actually, because he made a mistake and it ended up nearly costing him the race. Here comes Scobie. A safe fourth place now when he battled his way through Fran Newton and Ryan Denny. So here comes Fran and Philly Newton as well. So Philly Newton has got past Denny. Didn't sound too bad that time round, just a wee bit slow change gears maybe, just making sure that it is in gear so he doesn't hurt the poor engine. But here come your leaders again, last lap flag being flown. Dylan and Killian, and here's Derek and Anto. Anto disappearing in the passenger seat there, getting well tucked in. Here come your leaders again, last lap. So we'll see what Willis and Harn, the gap back to Scobie clock was 14.3 seconds. So we'll see what Scobie can bring here as he's been able to. It looks like it might be a wee bit more than 14.3 seconds. As Willis goes through, that was a 1:24.9 that time. Willis, as the last lap flag is being flown. Scobie clock's best time was 1:27.8. Apologies, 1:26.3. Last lap was 1:27.8. That was 1:27.7. The battle on between these pair then. Fran and Phil. Philly closed that gap. It's 0.4 now. So Philly Newton and Derek Keaton in. We have a chance here. They can claim that 5th place. Ryan Denny just dropping back even further, 7.4 seconds. Here they come then. Your leaders and your winners. Dylan Lynch and Killian Rogers across the line to take another win this weekend. Derek Lynch and Anto McDonald in 3rd. They actually caught. The gap is down to 3.9 seconds on that last lap. That was a 1:18.8, matching their fastest lap on the last lap. Tony Willis, next machine through, Ringawati. Through Dunfort. Nice and steady this time, going on to start and finish. And the passenger is getting himself comfortable across the line for the last time this weekend. Philly Newton then on Fran Newton. Philly through Ringawati up into Dunsport. This is for 5th place, but 4th place man Scobie Clock and Simon Meathen across the line, taking the checker flag. Here we go, who can get the drive to the line? It looks like it's going to be Fran Newton cutting a wee bit of grass there on the outside. It is indeed Fran and Abby Rogers across the line. Philly Newton and Derek Keaton having to settle for that 6th place. Poor Ryan Denny and Carl Daly just dropping back in the later stages of that race once again. And he finishes in 7th. Loves the sidecar racing. And we're looking forward to seeing the sidecars out at the Mid-Antrim 100 in a couple of weeks' time. Well, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they think about the track on a sidecar. And of course, the Crow brothers will also be there with their outfit after their incident at the TT. I'm sure you've all seen the videos. Their outfit going sky high. We were talking to them at Tandergee, and they've still got a wee bit of healing to do, but they says they can't wait, and they would love to get a sidecar out of Tandergee as well. So maybe next year we'll see a wee bit more of this, these sidecar parades. But for now, we're waiting for the Moto 1 and the Toyota Cup machines. This is race 13 in your programs. This is over 10 laps. And they're waiting in the holding area. We're waiting for the sidecars to come through. And then we're going to check to make sure everything is in order around the circuit. And the bikes will be back out on track. Just a call for Jonathan Campbell. Could Johnny Campbell please come to the base of the control tower? That's Johnny Campbell. The machine's making their way around to the grid positions. And once again, we're looking forward to this one. Unfortunately, the last race was red flagged. Turned into a bit of a sprint race then. But Joel Hur on pole for this one. He posted the fastest lap in the last race. Paige Mullen in second. Hubert Tomaszewski in third. Riley Brown will line up in fourth. Fifth for Harley Smith. Sixth for David Scott. Seventh and first of the Toyotas for Brandon Kennedy. Eighth and second look Toyotas for William Graham. Jay Coates will line up in ninth. 10th for Ella Musgrove. 11th and third of the Toyotas for Cooper Calhoun. Fourth of the Toyotas then is Mitchell McNeil in 12th. 13th is Annabelle O'Neill. 14th is Thomas McGurnahan, and 15th for Davy Chambers. There's no Brandon Kennedy in this one, unfortunately. Had a wee slip off earlier, and he's just getting checked out. Joel Hur then pulling up to pole position. On a quick start then, the lights go on, and away they go. Oh, look at Paige Mullen again. Paige Mullen with a strong start there with the whole shot. Round the podium mark. Green t-shirt and the green hat. Disappeared behind the trees. Thundering through the landscape here at Bishopscourt. Through the hairpin then, up into the chicane. Paige Mullen able to hold on to that whole shot. Oh, Paige Mullen with a mistake there, is it? Paige Mullen with her hand up. Think maybe just missed a gear, which is away again. It's Hubert Tomaszewski in the lead from Joel Herr. Joel Herr going to try something on the brakes. No, he stays in behind. He's going to follow Tomaszewski this time. So unfortunate for Paige there. I think she missed a gear coming out of that chicane. She's lost all that time through fairways. Tomaszewski, oh, right out to the white line, Tomaszewski. Joel Herr in the slipstream, 2 Yamahas, and a great start there for Riley Brown as well. Riley Brown has been gifted that 3rd place so far. But Paige Mullen, keep an eye out for Paige Mullen's lap times the next time round. William Graham leading the Tyandas there in 5th, Harley Smith just in behind. 2nd of the Tyandas is Mitchell McNeil, currently in 7th place. 3rd of the Tyandas, Cooper Cahoon. He's in 10th at the minute, just in behind Alan Musgrove. So they're all close there from 6th place right to 10th. Using each other's slipstream, try and get them better. Hubert Tomaszewski looks like pulling away ever so slightly between fairways here. Joel Herr on the brakes then, into the chicane, wrestling that machine over to the left-hand side. Tomaszewski so smooth, so fast through that ring of water. He's up the pace this time round. Paige Mullen now is looking through on Riley Brown. Paige Mullen, she's going to wait until they're straight. Oh, another mistake there from Paige Mullen. Just ran too deep into Dunsfort. Go across the line. Joel Herr with the fastest lap. Joel Herr in the slipstream. He's moving over to the left-hand side. He's going to try and make a move up the inside, as he is indeed. So Joel Herr up into the lead now, getting the better Tomaszewski through turn 1. Riley Brown, Paige Mullen. And the battle continues in this field. Further back, Harley Smith still leading that battle from Mitchell McNeil, David Scott, Alan Musgrove and Cooper Cahoon. Just looking to see, no sign of William Graham in that one. The number 9 machine. So that's promoted Calhoun in the Tyanda. It's promoted everyone up another place. Annabelle O'Neill, number 916, across the line on that 250. As we look back toward the leaders. Oh, still Joel Herr. Tomaszewski was looking away up the inside there in Ringawati. Joe closes the door on him. Through Dunsfort then, out on the start and finish. Tomaszewski trying to get into the slipstream. He stands that machine up and gets tucked right in behind Joel. Moves over on him, they're side by side. Oh! Whoa! They touch on the line. So red flag. Red flag. So that's red flag.
please, on the pit wall. Can you please stand back off the pit wall?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going on with this. I'm not quite sure. Is it 7 laps? This one, 7 laps. So I'll start this race again.
There by the looks of it, and through fairways.
So we're looking at that. Looks like Riley Brown in second place, Paige Mullen in third. Gaggle machines behind them. Paige Mullen up through. Dunsforce is going to be wanting to get that signature drive that she's always able to get down the back or down the front straight. Tomaszewski in the lead. Riley Brown and Paige Mullen side by side. Paige Mullen up into second place now. Down through into turn one. A whole gaggle of riders coming through. Harley Smith again at the head of that fort. Mitchell McNeil in behind on that Toyonda. First of the Toyondas, then we have David Scott. Up into seventh place is Cooper Calhoun. He's second to the Toyondas. Annabelle O'Neill on the 250 Kawasaki. Looking more gears on that wee Kawasaki. Just a bit of a roll then through turn one. Riley Brown still very much with Paige Mullen there through fairways. So both their times are going to be pretty hot here. Paige Mullen getting past Riley Brown. His lap times are going to up, no doubt, and he closes back into Paige Mullen actually through the chicane and through Ringawati. Up through Dunsport. Out onto the front straight comes Tomaszewski. Shutting that throttle, giving it more gears. Paige Mullen then bringing Riley Brown with her. They were both of them at 124.0. Riley Brown at 124.3. Harley Smith just starting to pull away, but the two Tyandas, Mitchell McNeil and Cooper Cahoon, side by side going into the first corner. Cahoon might just have the legs and top end on that Tyanda of his, and he cuts the front there of Mitchell McNeil. So Cooper Cahoon in the lead of this Tyanda race. Just in behind Alan Musgrove. A front row seat there for Ella. Annabelle O'Neill coming down the start and finish now. Getting well tucked in to that wee 250. Revving it right out as she passes us here. Oh, Riley Brown has got the better of Paige Mullen. So Riley Brown is feeling racy in this one. Up through Fairways, up into Ringawati. And out towards Dunfort once again. Hubert Tomaszewski extends his lead. It last time was 3.2 seconds. It looks visibly larger now through Ringawati. That is Harley Smith still fending off Dave Scott. Riley Brown quicker with 124.0. Paige Mullen at 124.6. So maybe another wee mistake there from Paige. Had an issue before the red flag at the chicane. Number 19 going through Harley Smith, David Scott, and that's Cooper Cahoon. Cooper Cahoon still ahead of Mitchell McNeil. Mitchell is starting to pull away now, so the gap back to McNeil is just over 1 second. Alan Musgrove now looking away up the inside there of McNeil, but I think he maybe closed the door through the first corner. Number 902. She's had a really good weekend. Some really good battles. Tomaszewski through Fairways. Disappearing behind, or along the side of the machine. Shows how hard he's pushing and how hard this man's pushing. Riley Brown, elbow on the ground stuff. Riley and Paige Mullen through Ringawati. Annabelle O'Neill across the line. Hubert Tomaszewski, slightly slower that time. That was a 122.1, but consistent, very consistent indeed. In the slipstream, Paige Mullen, big wide line there from Brown in through turn one. We wait for Harley Smith and David Scott. Harley still ahead of David Scott. The gap is very slimmer. Look at Alan Musgrove. So Alan Musgrove on Cooper Cahoon in the slipstream. She's going to pull out before turn one, is she? No bossy racing machine. No, Cahoon keeps it pinned through turn one. Now just having to shut off that wee bit. Again, Tomaszewski with a huge lead as we're looking through Fairways. Paige Mullen holding off that second place. Riley Brown really late on the brakes there in through the chicane, and he's able to hold it right through Ringawati. So he's definitely got the pace. Tomaszewski across the line. A 122.5 compared to his best of 122.1. Coming down on the start and finish straight then. Paige Mullen pulling a bit of a gap now on Riley Brown. 0.9 seconds, nearly a 1 second gap. Alan Musgrove down through the start and finish. The number 916 machine. Here comes Riley Brown. Or Harley Smith, should have said, and David Scott. So the next machines to the holding area is Superbike Pro machines to the holding area. Calhoun and Musgrove still at it neck and neck here. They're side by side going down into turn 1. Cooper Calhoun with the wide line. Is he going to be able to hold it? Musgrove looking away up the inside, but Calhoun slams the door in her face. No gentlemanly duties there. So Paige Mullen still pulled away from Riley Brown. Hubert Tomaszewski up through Dunsford, curb to curb. Standing up there and getting the power on really, really early in these things. Right on to start and finish then. The checker, or the last lap flag is being waved. Paige Mullen. Paige Mullen's last lap was a 125.0. Across the line, a 123.1. That's more like it. Riley Brown down to 124.9. His best was a 124.0. So just losing out a wee bit of time on that last lap, and Paige Mullen has upped her game. Holly Smith, that gap staying in and around the same there. It was 1.2 seconds back to David Scott on the last lap. It looks something very similar. And it is 1.3 seconds then. And Ella Musgrove has got the better of Cooper Calhoun. But Cooper Calhoun leading the Tyanda. Second place Tyanda is Mitchell McNeil. The pair of them 7th and 8th on the road. But Cooper isn't letting Ella get away with this one. So your leader, Hubert Tomaszewski, up at Dunsford, coming on to the start and finish straight then. The checkered flag being readied. Hubert Tomaszewski takes the win. Here's Paige Mullen then. What another ride there for Paige Mullen. Still pushing, still chin on the tank stuff for Paige, bossy rider. Second place, Riley Brown across the line for third. Great race between them pair. That was a 124.7 on that last lap. Harley Smith still ahead of Davy Scott there. Oh, Cooper Calhoun catching right back up with Ella Musgrove once again through Ringawati. So Cooper Calhoun, I don't think he might not be able to out-drag that machine to the line. But he'll definitely take the win on the Tyanda. Harley Smith across the line, David Scott, Ella Musgrove then, but Cooper Calhoun in the slipstream, taking the win on the Tyanda, the number 972 machine. And he'll enjoy that one. Mitchell McNeil in it for second. Them pair, they've been at it neck and neck all weekend. McNeil has his win. Calhoun now has his win. And it's always great to share. Sharon's Curran, Annabelle O'Neill then finishing up in 9th place, the number 916. So again, another call for the Superbike machines. So race 14, the Superbike Pro machines to the holding area. This one's over 10 laps. So race 14. So the remainder of the Superbike Pro machines, make your way to the holding area, please. This one's over 10 laps. Race 14. The winner Tomaszewski into the paddock. What a ride there for Riley Brown. Great race. And this young lady, Paige Mullen, for second place. What a ride there for Riley Brown. Great race. And this young lady, Paige Mullen, for second place. And don't forget, please, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who's borrowed a transponder, please return it as soon as you can. Shane Mulligan, if you can return your transponder, please, in Supersport class number 355. Mitchell McNeil, second place man on the Tianda, and there's your winner, Cooper Calhoun.
Don't forget, please, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who's borrowed the transponder, please return it as soon as you can. Jim Mulligan, if you could return your transponder, please, in the Supersport class, number 355. Mitchell McNeil, second place man on the Tianda, and there's your winner, Cooper Calhoun.
The whistle is being blown for the Superbike pros. The tire warmers are getting ripped off and the machines will be out on track.
The whistle is being blown for the Superbike pros. Tire warmers are getting ripped off, and the machines will be out on track.
So the machine's out for their second lap now. So Johnny Campbell's going to be looking similar results, if not the exact results of what he got in the first race. Be interesting to see if Carl Phillips was able to get that machine sorted. Oh, and here's my bad smell back. Sam Lavins. Bringing hydration juice.
Carl Phillips was able to get that machine sorted.
The machine's coming back to line up on the grid. I can't put my money on anyone, Sam, but I'm sure you can.
It's hard to say.
Bringing hydration juice. Well, it's going to be one of the two of them. So hopefully Carl has picked the right tyres this time. Do you think it was a good idea, Carl, to putting the, well, what you call the Supersport, the road bike tyres on?
To be honest, slicks, if you use the slicks, it's good to ride on them, but if you use the cuts, you don't ride them. Personally, speaking of couple riders, like Richard Cooper, for example, if he comes here and rides, he doesn't actually ride on slicks, he rides on cuts, so he prefers them. Sometimes the slicks get too much grip, which then causes problems, but just go with what you're used to, and that's the best one.
He always uses cuts because it's usually bloody cold in this country. Cold and wet, but we're getting away with it this weekend. Carl Phillips then on pole. Johnny Campbell in second, third for Ryan Gibson, fourth for Jamie Lyons, fifth for Luke Jones, Mark Hewitt in sixth, seventh Aaron Armstrong. So away they go then. The green flag is being waved. They're told to watch the lights for a quick start. Superbikes are go! Oh, look at Ryan Gibson. What a start there for Ryan Gibson and Johnny Campbell. Carl Phillips looks like he's going backwards. Carl Phillips struggling off the line there for that one. But what a start for Ryan Gibson. At the hairpin then. Start to come back up towards us. Through the chicane. Is that a blue machine I see? Heading through fairways. It's Johnny. It's Johnny Campbell in the lead this one, and Gap and Carl Phillips. Oh, Jamie Lyons really late on the brakes there. Chasing down Luke Jones. Oh, and nearly out of the seat there just before turning into Ringawati. So he's pushing hard. Down through Dunsford. Coming down on the start and finish here. Johnny Campbell, Carl Phillips, Luke Jones, Jamie Lyons, Ryan Gibson. Ryan Gibson, after that magnificent start that he had, is starting to go backwards. So first of the Cup riders then, Johnny Allen from Alan McCaffrey, Remy Clark, Jonathan Gregory and Scott Clements. So the Superbikes sending off the car alarms. There's the blast past here. Through the chicane then, Carl Phillips is caught right up to the back end of Johnny Campbell. through fairways. Luke Jones is having a good run there in third place. He's going to be looking at another podium here. But Ryan Gibson has got past Jamie Lyons, and Ryan Gibson has something to say about that. Oh, Jamie Lyons, he's looking racy. He's got his confidence back, and he wants back on that podium as well. There's only room for the three of you, boys. Here we go, down to the start and finish straight again. It's Johnny Campbell. Carl Phillips in the fastest lap, 106.0. Luke Jones in third, still Ryan Gibson. Ryan Gibson holding off Jamie Lyons at the same time. Aaron Armstrong, number 21 machine, up into sixth place now, getting the better of Mark Hewitt. Mark Conlon in eighth, ninth and Jamie Johnson. Johnny Allen still leading the cup from Alan McCaffrey and Remy Clark in third. Fourth, Jonathan Gregory and Clemens in fifth. And coming out of the herd from them, it's still Johnny Campbell from Carl Phillips. Oh, Ryan Gibson on Luke Jones. Luke Jones closes the door through the chicane, but Ryan Gibson came from a long way back to claw that bit of space. Carl Phillips easy on the brakes through the chicane, just touching the curb there on the right hand side, upsetting the back end of that bike. But he was able to pull it back to the apex. Jamie Lyons with the elbow down. Mark Hewitt. Oh, Mark Hewitt trying to hold off. That looked like Aaron Armstrong. So he's got the better of Aaron Armstrong, but your leaders are across the line. Johnny Campbell with a 106.3. Carl Phillips that time a 106.7. Luke Jones. That's his teammate Mark Conlon away through there, but Luke Jones 0.1 of a second back. Ryan Gibson still pushing. It's still Campbell. Still Campbell at the front. He looks like he's actually gapped Carl Phillips a wee bit, but look at Phillips on the brakes through the chicane. Oh, Ryan Gibson, he collects so much ground there going into the chicane. But it's just losing all that drive. The Ducati has the torque, has the drive out of the corner. Campbell and Phillips up the top half of the track now. Gibson is not giving up in this one. Jamie Lyons is dropping back a wee bit further. The gap last time on the last lap from Ryan Gibson to Jamie Lyons was 0.6 of a second. So there is Johnny Campbell. Look at it. Gibson, he's in the slipstream. Gibson is in the slipstream of Luke Jones. But the BMW is no match for the Ducati. Mark Hewitt away through Aaron Armstrong. Mark Conlon. Just dropping off the back, the tail end of Aaron Armstrong. Still a respectable time, and away out in front in the cup class is Johnny Allen. Nobody's beaten Johnny Allen this weekend in the cup class. Alan McCaffrey still there with him. Remy Clark in third. Scott Clemens getting the better. That's Jonathan Gregory that time round. But Scott Clemens up into fourth and chasing Remy. The leaders once again, that gap looks like it stayed the same between Campbell and Carl Phillips, just over half a second. And likewise for Gibson and Jones. Mark Hewitt still battling with Aaron Armstrong. Aaron Armstrong just dropping off a wee bit from Hewitt on that R1 Yamaha. And look at Jamie Lyons. And Jamie Lyons has dropped back massively there. His best time was 107.8. His last lap was a 109.5. That's the same pace. Mark Hewitt is actually lapping quicker than Jamie Lyons. Johnny Campbell, 0.4 of a second. Carl Phillips just maintaining that gap. Look at Johnny Allen. Johnny Allen having a good battle there with Jamie Johnson. But Jamie Johnson, he's not in the cup class, but he's enjoying it. None the same. Scott Clemens, last lap, got the better of Remy Clark, and he's pulled a wee bit of a gap, but Remy Clark on the brakes closes him right back up again. Johnny Campbell continues at the front, and it looks like he stretched that gap a wee bit further. Last time was 0.4 of a second. Just watch how Carl Phillips was able to get the drive on that. Oh, he wasn't able to get it stood up as quickly as what he's used to. The gap is now up to 0.5 seconds. Johnny Campbell is starting to pull away from Phillips. Luke Jones and Ryan Gibson. Gibson still at it. Is he waiting to pounce? Is he going to get his first podium this weekend? Jamie Lyons in that comfortable 5th place. That's Mark Hewitt away through there. 109.9 for Mark Hewitt that time round. Johnny Allen should be still in front of Jamie Johnson, is indeed. So Johnny Allen has upped the pace here on that Neil Kernahan racing machine. Scott Cloud. The gap's 0.6 of a second now. Back to Remy Clark. As the leaders, he's starting to pull a wee bit back there on Johnny Campbell. But we're looking at Ryan Gibson. Ryan Gibson, he's all over the back of Luke Jones here. He's going to make a move shortly. Surely Johnny Campbell. Back to 0.4 of a second. Lap 7 then. Gibson just rolls off that wee bit earlier and he takes a wider line into turn 1. Jamie Lyons, Mark Hewitt, 6th, 7th is Aaron Armstrong. Mark Conlon, the back end of that Ducati moving about a wee bit under Mark Conlon. Johnny Allen then continues to pull away. Alan McCaffrey, he's hunting down Jamie Johnson this time. Jamie Johnson, a pro rider, and currently in 10th place. Carl Phillips fastest lap at 106.0. He's currently lapping at 106.9. Jamie Lyons out in the zone there. He's a wee bit closer this time, 0.4 of a second last time round. It's now 0.3. So Phillips is in the hunt in the closing stages of this race. Luke Jones, Ryan Gibson still there, still right on him, 0.1 of a second. Jamie Lyons. Jamie's had a great weekend here at Bishopscourt. And he goes home with the podium, and he'll be over the moon, he'll be happy with that. Aaron Armstrong there. So Mark Hewitt continuing. He's closed the gap on Jamie Lyons, so it's down to 6.8 seconds. That was a 109.3. Jamie Lyons lapping at a 109.8. Too little, too late for Mark Hewitt. Come through, long look behind him for Jamie Johnson. But your leader, Johnny Campbell, has gapped Carl Phillips once again. Carl Phillips just struggling for grip on the back of that BMW. He must be back on the tread of tires. It just shows you how much difference there is as he tries to get the car down. That BMW, I've never seen that BMW move as much as what it has today. Luke Jones way through, Ryan Gibson. Last lap time then. Nice and smooth there from Jamie Lyons. Compared to yesterday, that machine was bucking and weaving underneath it. It's got that good way through. So last lap, what can Carl Phillips do? We look at the chicane. Carl Phillips has closed Johnny Campbell back up again through fairways. And through fairways 2. In the slipstream, look at Phillips. He's going to try and do something on the brakes. No, he's too far back. Likewise, we look at Ryan Gibson, but Carl Phillips, he's trying everything here. He's on the back end of Johnny Campbell. Head down toward Dunsford and on the start and finish for the last time. The Superbikes and checkered flag is ready. Carl Phillips can't get the power down enough. It's Johnny Campbell who takes the win. Second Superbike win today, and Carl Phillips settling for second place. Luke Jones crossed the line, and Ryan Gibson, he tried, he pushed, but Luke did not break. Last step of the podium for the SPT Ireland rider, Luke Jones. And a great weekend for Jamie Lyons across the line in 5th. Mark Hewitt then, on the Dent Boy BMW in 6th. 21 machine of Aaron Armstrong in 7th. That was a 1:12.6 that last lap compared to Aaron's best of 1:09.6. And there's Mark Conlon. Mark Conlon across the line in 8th. His fastest lap was a 1:10.0. Johnny Allen then coming out onto the starting finish straight for the last time today. And taking another win for the Kernahan Racing squad. Alan Caffrey 10th, 11th. Jamie Johnson, Caffrey taking 2nd in the Cup. Scott Clements taking the last step of the podium in the Cup class. And Remy Clark in 4th. Another call then, the Supersport Cup and the Superbike Cup machines. The majority of you are in the holding area. The rest of you make your way there as quickly as you can. That's the Supersport Cup and the Superbike Cup. A few checks around the track and we'll get things moving. And don't forget, if you did borrow a transponder, please return it. So if anyone has or is able to obtain Jonathan Gregory's transponder, number 188 in the Superbike class there, please return it to the transponders. Please return it to the timekeepers. That would be fantastic. So the Supersport Cup and Superbike Cup machines lining up on the grid. With the sun still shining here. Dean Cam Campbell there. Fourth in the grid. He's had a good weekend too. He's looking really fast. Michael Press. Almontes Monteves in behind him, or beside him. Yeah, Michael, he's going to be looking to get off the line here pretty sharp. Gary Jordan on the second row. Keep an eye out for Andrew McRae as well, number 73. And there's Lawrence Britton. So here we go. The green flag is being waved at the back of the grid. They're told to watch the lights. And away they go. Oh, good start for Lawrence Britton. I'm looking at Almontes Monteves. Oh, Michael Press again going backwards. He's going to have to bully his way through turn 1 and 2. A good start there for young Lawrence Britton as well on that TH racing machine. So at the hairpin then, up towards the chicane. Through the chicane, fairways 1 and 2. Almontes looking strong. Late on the brakes. Dean Graham right up. Dean Graham right up there now. He's in that second place. Through Ringawati. And that looks like McRae actually. So McRae is in third. Michael Press in fourth. Alan Armstrong on the hunky-dory Suzuki. He's right up there in fifth place. If he can get to drive out of this top corner. Almontes Monteves through there. Oh, Andrew McRae. Only just Michael Press. Surely he's not going to try and go around the outside, around turn 1. He's right on his back wheel. Michael Press pressurising Andrew McRae there, number 73 machine. But it's Almontes Monteves in the lead. Dean Graham in second, third Andrew McRae, fourth Michael Press, Alan Armstrong in fifth, sixth is Richie Hyland, seventh Gary Jordan, eighth is Owen McGlynn, ninth Lawrence Britton. After such a great start there, but just struggling against them superbikes. 10th is Robert Toner. 11th, Andy McAllister. Jamie Sloan in 12th. 13th, Dwayne McCoy. 14th, Cian Bell. 15th, Chris Simpson. Adam Rogers in 16th. 17th, Cathal Gallagher. 18th is Dale Liggett. 19th, Barry Gaston. And 20th for Patrick Nee. Here they come again. It's still Almontes Monteves. Dean Graham now just dropping back there. So he's in behind Michael Press now out on the start and finish straight. Getting the head down. So Michael Press is on a mission. No sign of McRae has dropped way back. So Michael Press, he wants this win today. He wants another one for the bag. He's up in the second place with posting the fastest lap, a 1:14.217. Almontes Monteves, a 1:14.228. If that keeps up, Michael will have to pull something very special out of the hat. But Dean Graham first of the Cup, Supersport Cup riders in third place. Alan Armstrong up into fourth. McRae, he might have got tangled up with Michael Press on that last lap. So look back to the leaders, Almontes Monteves. That gap, keep a wee eye on that gap as they break into the chicane. Dean Graham on the brakes, pushing the front end of that ZX6 machine hard. So the gap last time was 3.2 seconds. Michael Press pushing, but he's bringing Dean Graham. He's definitely bringing Dean Graham with him. And Alan Armstrong's not far away either. Almontes Monteves across the line then. What's the gap this time? It's up now, 3.3 seconds. Dean Graham just a further second behind Michael Press. Great race there. Gary Jordan. That was Gary Jordan, I think. Richie Hyland. Side by side going into turn 1. Lawrence Britton in there too, currently in 7th place. So Lawrence Britton's on the move. He's got past Toner and McGlynn. Next up then, the Moto 3 and the lightweight machines. Moto 3 and lightweight Supersport to the holding area. Down the back section of the track. Oh man, this screaming for grip. Look at Michael Press. No way is he getting stopped through there. He does, he pulls it in so late on the brakes compared to Almantas Montives. But that gap has well and truly closed up now. Through Ringawati. Up through into Dunsport. So across the line then for Almantas Montives. 4 laps. Gone. Oh, Michael Press. A 1:13.8 from Michael Press. The gap is now 2.2 seconds. Lawrence Breton getting the better. Gary Jordan on the R6 Yamaha trying to get tucked in behind Breton. But Breton is going to make a move now, so it's Richie Hyland. Lawrence Breton all over the back end of Richie Hyland on the TH racing machine. But Gary Jordan still pushing on in the slipstream of Lawrence Breton. Back to the Superbikes then. So it looks like Almantas Montives. It nearly looks like he's responded to Michael Press because that gap has opened up a wee bit. If not, it certainly stayed the same. Michael Press really pushing now. The bike's starting to move. The tyres are up to temperature. They've got plenty of heat in them. And the lap times are plummeting. Almantas up through Dunsport. Remember that gap, 2.2 seconds. Michael Press had the fastest lap last time. Across the line, 2.1 seconds. It's not a lot, but it's something. Dean Graham, Alan Armstrong across the line. Look at Lawrence Breton. Lawrence Breton has got the better of Richie Hyland. The TH racing Honda. And Owen McGlynn away through. He's up in the 7th place. So Gary Jordan making a mistake somewhere. And he's dropped to 8th. We're all pretty much the muchness. We're very close together. And slightly closer this time is Michael Press on Almantas Montives. He can just sniff that win. He needs to up his game. He's went faster than this before this weekend. So through Fairways, through Ringawati, he's as close as he's ever been. Still a wee bit of work to do for him. Oh, big moves there further down. Gary Jordan just at the back and off the track. Someone's away into the kitty litter, keeping it upright. Just about. Great save there. Whoever that was. But Michael Press, the gap is down to 1.5 seconds. Press with the fastest lap once again at 1:13.7. Surely he'll be able to get on the back end of Almantas on this occasion. So Lawrence Breton away through 5th place. 6th is Owen McGlynn getting the better of Richie Hyland. Gary Jordan. I think that was maybe Dwayne McCoy. So Dwayne McCoy, he done a wee bit of grass tracking there. But he done well to hold it back out onto the track. And he's still in 10th place there. Just lost a couple of places with Richie Hyland, Gary Jordan and Robert Toner. Michael Press still struggling to gain more ground on Almantas Montives, but the bike is certainly moving away that wee bit more. And Dean Graham hanging right off the side of that ZX6 with the disadvantage of the Supersport machine, but he's still going to be the first Supersport machine home. Almantas, the gap down again, 0.9. He's taking wee bits at a time. Fastest lap once again for Michael Press, a 1:13.7. Oh, Alan Armstrong, an absolute masterclass in that 4th place. Lawrence Breton in 5th. Lawrence Breton actually catching Alan Armstrong here. The gap is only 3.5 seconds. I don't think there's going to be enough laps in this race. So again, the Moto 3 and lightweight Supersport machines to the holding area. Moto 3 and lightweight Supersport machines to the holding area. So slower riders now. Almantis, is he going to get past before the chicane? No. So he's had to hold off. Almantis, oh no, Almantis has completely lost out. Michael Press has passed Almantis up the inside and the slower rider at Ringawati up through into Dunsfort then. So Almantis completely losing out in the one corner. It's Michael Press in the lead. Oh, he barks across the line. That was a 1:14.4 that time round. Almantis team is a 1:15.8. He lost an awful lot of time there with that back marker. He's not going to be happy about that. Norris Breton then across the line, 5th, 6th for Owen McGlynn, 7th Richie Hyland, and Gary Jordan in 8th. Robert Toner going well, he's leading that group there in 9th place. Dwayne McCoy in 10th. Cahill Gallagher in 11th. McCoy still recovering. Almantis still chasing down Toner. Or Press, should I say, sorry. Michael Press. But it's just that gap. He just struggling to close it. It'll probably take a mistake from Michael. But he has been on rails this whole race. And now that he's at the front, is he going to be able to maintain that pace? Last lap was a 1:14.4. Oh, that lap was a 1:13.9. So it's the last lap then. Almantis is going to have to try something. And believe you me, he will try something. Dean Graham in a comfortable 3rd place. Look at this. Norris Breton. Let's see, 0.77. He's away through on Owen McGlynn, I think, just catching slower riders there. So McGlynn getting the better of Breton that last time round, but I think Breton repaid the favour before turn 1. Oh, great for the breast. Kane Bell was one of them there in 15th. Jamie Sloan has made his way up into 13th place there, but we'll look back at the leader. Michael Press continues. He's pulling away now from Almantis. So Almantis is going to have to work really hard at the top half of this track. You can hear them split throttles working on that BMW. So up through Dunsfort then. Almantis again just closing that wee bit of a gap. But he's going to have too much work to do on the exit of Dunsfort, out on the start and finish straight. Oh, they're going to get out dragged by the line. No, it's Michael Press. Almantis Montevez in 2nd with the fastest lap of 1:13.5. And Dean Graham, 1st Supersport machine home and 3rd on the road. Oh, close there. Look at Norris Breton, how much ground he found on Alan Armstrong. He's only 0.1 of a second, but he got the better of Richie Hyland, 3rd Supersport Cup rider. So McGlynn was 4th, 5th was Alan Armstrong, Norris Breton across the line in 6th, 7th is Richie Hyland. Gary Jordan in 8th, 9th is Robert Toner, 10th Cahill Gallagher, 11th was Dwayne McCoy, 12th was Andy McAllister, 13th Kane Bell, 14th Jamie Sloan, 15th Andrew McRae, 16th for Adam Rogers, 17th for Chris Simpson, and 18th for Dale Liggett. Supersport Cup and Superbike Cup never fail to excite. And another one in the bag there for Michael Press. He'll be happy with that today. Race 16 then. Last race of the day. The Moto 3 and the lightweight Supersport machines are in the holding area, ready for their race. Oh, thank you. Here he comes then. Michael Press, your winner, being directed to the podium. And so unfortunate there for Almontes Monteves, but still second place and the fastest lap for Almontes, a 1:13.5. So a bit of a consolation prize there for Almontes. So just a reminder, please, for anyone, I know yous are only in, but if any of the team members are able to run up the transponders, Supersport Cup, Dwayne McCoy, and Superbike Cup, Andrew McRae. Can you please return your transponders, please? So if anyone can run the transponder up, see if you go into your van and then back down again if any of your team members are there. Number 126, Dwayne McCoy, and number 73, Andrew McRae. Please return your transponders. Here we go then. Last race of the day. Alfie Flynn lines up. Wait for our post centre in the Moto 3s. Alfie Flynn. Third, Matt Davison. Gary Jordan lines up in fourth. He's fresh off that Supersport 600 machine. William Graham in fifth. In pole in the lightweight Supersport then, Ruben Sharon Boyd from Hubert Tomaszewski. Dale Hyland in 9th, 10th is Buster Sherman Boyd. Then we have Carl Clancy on the 250. Billy Dobson, 5th is Supersport. Angela Craig, 2nd in the 250s. Then we have Johnny Parker and Molly Brown. They're told to watch the lights. And away they go. Oh, great start again from Matt Davison. Rossi Dobson getting tucked in behind. Lightweight Supersport machines are away. Tomaszewski struggling to get that machine off the line. But Ruben Sharon Boyd is away like a whippet. Through turn 1 then. Oh, you hear the machine on the limiter there as they tip into the apex. Shows you that they are absolutely flat out through there. So the Moto 3s then heading up towards the chicane. Fairways, it looks like Rossi Dobson in the lead, last one. Alfie Flynn going with him. Great start there for Matt Davison. He's in 3rd place at the minute. He's chasing down Alfie Flynn if he can just stay with him in this race. Through the chicane then. Matt Davison really hot in the chicane, running a wee bit wide, and he's lost a wee bit of time through Ringawati. That's the problem with that chicane. It can really suck you in. But you can lose all your time through Ringawati and up and through Dunsport then. Here we go. Rossi Dobson. Alfie Flynn in the slipstream of Rossi Dobson. Look at the speed of Alfie Flynn's machine. Catches right up with him. And he sticks in behind him. So Alfie Flynn would do very well just to stay in behind Rossi Dobson. Matt Davis in that 3rd, 4th, Gary Jordan. Ruben Sharon Boyd leading the lightweight from Hubert Tomaszewski. And Dale Hyland in 3rd, Buster Sherman Boyd 4th. Billy Dobson in 5th. Colin Clancy is 10th on the road, leading the 250 class lightweight Supersport. 6th for Johnny Parker. William Graham 5th in the Moto 3s, 6th. The 5th of the Moto 3s, and he's in 12th place there at the minute. Apologies, he's not out, unfortunately. He's on our screens. Just got a wee bit excited. Rossi Dobson still leading the way. Gary Jordan chasing down Matt Davison now. He's currently in 4th place. So Gary Jordan looking the last step of the podium here for this Moto 3 race. Alfie Flynn, he's really close now to Dobson. He could probably out-drag him to the first corner, but I think he's maybe going to stay behind him, is he? He's going to hold off. He is indeed, so he's going for the wide line, he's going for the racing line, and he sits up nice and early just to allow Rossi Dobson to tip in before him. Ruben Sherman Boyd then. Hubert Tomaszewski, uncorrected time, is in 4th place at the minute, but he's the 2nd lightweight Supersport machine. Dale Hyland in 3rd, he's up into 5th on the road now. Matt Davison still holding on to 3rd on that Moto 3, but Gary Jordan closing the gap. Through fairways then. Oh, look at the drive that Alfie's able to get. You hear them dropping down the gearbox, in through the chicane. Alfie Flynn disappearing off the side lap machine. Shows you how hard these guys are pushing here. Ruben Sherman Boyd already up into 3rd on the road. Matt Davison, he's going to be under pressure here very soon in the shape of Gary Jordan. Our way through. Ruben Sherman Boyd and Gary Jordan in the slipstream of Matt Davison. So surely this lap, Gary Jordan's going to try and make a move on Matt Davison. Buster Sherman Boyd away through there. Buster Sherman Boyd, he was ahead of Hyland. Hyland round the outside there, just down the straight. The sheer speed of that machine. Parker Transport Race Machine, that's Johnny Parker there, just tipping the limiter. Popping and banging, it's like a popcorn limiter on a diesel. Through fairways. Gary Jordan still pushing. It's about the same gap there back from Matt Davison, and similar at the front with Alfie Flynn and Rossi Dobson. So through Dunsport then, getting the power on nice and early. As he's staying behind him for the remainder of this race. He doesn't want to make the same mistake as the last time. Alfie Flynn, again, just coming out in the slipstream there. Gary Jordan. Same again for Gary Jordan. Look at Highland and Buster Sharon Boyd. Billy Dawson just in behind. So these three are on it neck and neck as well. So Highland first in on this group. Buster Sharon Boyd making up a wee bit of ground there through turn one. But Billy Dobson just sitting and waiting. Moto 3 machine. Rossi Dobson. Alfie Flynn, he's going to be thinking about making a move now in the later parts of this race. He has to keep it as late as he can. You seen him down the front straight away where he was in the slipstream of Rossi Dobson and he just pulled out of it for that wee bit of a draft. Instead of sitting up or instead of rolling off the throttle because he would have lost far too much time. Reuben Sherman Boyd miles away out in front now. Hubert Tomaszewski not pressurising him like he did in the first race. Dobson across the line. Reuben Sherman Boyd could actually upset this whole race here for this Moto 3. And it could either fall into the hands of Alfie Flynn or Rossi Dobson. Look at Gary Jordan. Gary Jordan and Matt Davison side by side. But Matt Davison with the weight advantage. And coming up behind him as well. So across the line. Buster Sherman Boyd, Billy Dobson. Highland still ahead of him. As they were on the previous. Oh, Buster looked like he 50p'd that first corner there. He had to sit up. Maybe the back end starting to move about on him as he closes the throttle. Alfie Flynn in the slipstream now of Rossi Dobson. He's going to make a move now, is he? No, he's holding back. Look at Reuben Sherman Boyd. These pair don't know that Reuben's in behind them. And this could upset the apple cart. If Reuben can use the power of that 400 down the straight here. Maybe get past before the first corner. It might help Alfie Flynn out. Oh, side by side. Reuben Sherman Boyd up the inside then of Rossi Dobson. Never seen that one coming. But still, the Moto 3 machines are still together, and so are these pair. Matt Davison and Gary Jordan still together on track. So that's the battle for third place. Highland, Buster Sherman Boyd in the slipstream now. He moves over to the left-hand side of the track. But he thinks better of making a move on Dale Highland. Fastest lap last time, Reuben Sherman Boyd at 1:15.2. Moto 3 machines, Alfie Flynn just dropping off the back end now of Rossi Dobson. But he's so smooth, so late on the brakes through that chicane, through Ringawati, and they're both staying with Reuben Sherman Boyd on this lap. So he hasn't pulled away any. We'll keep an eye on the times for these Moto 3 machines. We'll have a look. Last lap, Rossi Dobson at 1:17.3. Alfie Flynn at 1:17.3. Nothing in between these pair. What's it going to be this time? Oh, slightly slower, 1:17.4 from the pair of them. Tomaszewski still second there in that lightweight Supersport. As we look, Dale Highland, the battle for third. Buster Sherman Boyd and Billy Dobson. Looking up and going forward. Still Gary Jordan and Matt Davison at it neck and neck. It's Buster Sherman Boyd. Oh, out onto the grass for Highland. And he keeps it absolutely pinned. He doesn't want Buster Sherman Boyd getting away with this one. Up in the fifth then. Billy Dobson in fifth place in the lightweight Supersport. With Buster currently third in the lightweight Supersport. Rossi just looks like he's got this one under control. Well, just as I say that, Alfie Flynn, he closes back up to him again through Ringawati. The pair of them, absolute class act. Johnny Parker way through. Here comes Ruben Sherman Boyd. Across the line then. Alfie Flynn in the slipstream. And it's all happening further back with the lightweight Supersport machines. Dale Hyland closing right up again on Buster Sherman Boyd. Billy Dobson just dropping back that wee bit. Buster Sherman Boyd through Ringawati. The corner speed he's able to carry. Look at these pair once again. Still the battle for third place. Matt Davison just creeping ahead there of Gary Jordan. Lightweight Supersport and the battle for third. Buster Sherman Boyd still in lead from Dale Hyland. Because Dale Hyland is up this pace of 1:19.5. He's actually quicker than Buster Sherman Boyd that lap. Number 9 away through there, William Graham. William Graham just dropping off the pace there. He's currently 11th on the road. So here we go then. Last lap flag being ready. Oh, Alfie Flynn. He had to try something, tried to squeeze up the inside of Rossi Dobson, but he got it all wrong. And the back end came right round on him. What a save there for Alfie Flynn. Last lap time then. So Rossi, he's got a wee bit of breathing space now. Alfie Flynn trying to make a move, trying to do something. He was sitting behind Rossi that whole time. And it looked like he was eyeing him up, much like Rossi did on the previous race. Gary Jordan having to go back into the sixth place of Matt Davison. Matt Davison just glancing over at the last lap flag, praying. Oh, Dale Hyland moving over on Buster Sherman Boyd and back into third place. So plenty of races going on this last lap, but it's Dale Hyland on Buster Sherman Boyd. Billy Dobson with the front row seat. Ruben Sherman Boyd already round Ringawati, heading for Dunsford. Rossi Dobson has pulled a further gap on Alfie Flynn. But what a result that'll be once again for young Flynn. Ruben Sherman Boyd out onto the start and finish. Chin on the tank still, and takes the win. Lightweight Supersport once again for Ruben Sherman Boyd. And Rossi Dobson across the line takes the win in the Moto 3 class. Alfie Flynn in second. Oh, and Johnny Parker deafening us all there. Sixth for Johnny Parker in the Lightweight Supersport. We'll keep an eye for the Moto 3, third place in the Moto 3 there. Oh, and who's it going to be? Gary Jordan taking the tighter line. Gary Jordan, but it's going to be Matt Davison. Last chapter voting Matt Davison, Gary Jordan in fourth. And look at the Lightweight Supersport then. Oh, Buster Sherman Boyd has lost out completely. It's going to be Dale Hyland as he crosses the line. Billy Dobson up into fourth, and Buster Sherman Boyd having to settle for fifth. Carl Clancy away through there, first in the 250s. The number 6 machine finishing 10th on the road. And William Graham round in Dunsford. The number 9 machine on the Moto 3 cruises across the line. And Evans on the road. So again, just a reminder, please, anybody with a transponder, please return it. So if the teams down there can hear me, if you can take the transponders off the machines and pass them to Richard in timekeeping. Thanks very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a massive thank you to everyone. Massive thanks to the club. And we'll see you at the next one. Thanks very much to the club, the scrutineers, all the riders, the teams, the timekeepers, the marshals, the flag marshals, absolutely everybody involved here. And of course the chip fan in behind us for keeping us all full of protein for the weekend. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been a fantastic weekend. The weather has been absolutely great. And don't forget, you can watch it all back on Comedy Corner 72 YouTube channel. And the links are on our Facebook. As the winners come back through into the paddock. And they'll be heading towards the podium. And again, please don't forget your transponders. Anybody who have a transponder, if you can return it.